Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Daily Bone Podcast, where we discuss all things crypto markets. That includes the majors like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, meme coins, and of course, NFTs. Today, we're going to discuss stretch shattering records. We're going to talk about a Trump pump ahead of a Trump hosted crypto conference and some prediction market alpha. Thank you all for listening today and each and every day. If you're listening over on X, give us a like, give us a comment. Give us a bookmark, give us a retweet, push us out there in the algorithm. If you're listening over on YouTube, drop a comment. Let us know what you're trading today. Did you buy this Trump pump? If you're listening on Zora, where we stream each and every day, drop a comment. We'll be reading those as well. I'm joined today by Kix. Been a couple days. Kix, how you feeling?
Dude, feeling phenomenal, actually. Last night, I won a 100-man pot limit Omaha tournament, and I didn't even know this. So I'm playing way past my bedtime because I didn't expect to like go as deep as I did. And it's like 12 o'clock, and I just got the heads up. So it's me versus one other guy. I'm way past my bedtime. And I'm so good at heads up game theory, and I just whittled this guy down. I get him to tilt, get him all in, beat him. Won $350. So I was like, sweet, cool. My poker portfolio is back to all-time highs. And then I get a ticket. I didn't even know there was a ticket. I get a ticket this weekend. I'm in a 100-man, 100K tournament.
That's awesome. What's the buy-in for that? Or the ticket just gets in?
Yeah, it's you only can get in with a ticket.
That's awesome.
So they've run, it's the Poker Go finale, and they've ran 100 tournaments on this website. So if you won the tournament, you get an entry in here. So like, the ticket's essentially worth like $1,000. Now, how poker works, you're not making anything unless you finish top 15. But right. if you finish 15th, I think you get like $2,500. If you finish first, you get 25 grand.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So how's your wife feeling about this new tournament that's going to be taking over the weekend?
She's thrilled. Absolutely thrilled. Like, she couldn't be more excited, Ray. Let me tell you. She's like phenomenal, especially when I'm like, hey, I'm going to need no distractions. Consider me an absentee father and husband from 8. And here's the worst part about it is, if I come out of the room before midnight, I'm going to be angry because it means I busted out and won $0. So then you're going to have to deal with a grumpy ass motherfucker.
Yeah, it's the ultimate lose there. I mean, it just comes down to you just need a win, obviously.
Yeah, well, here's the thing, man. Poker, I know I probably annoy people because I'm talking about it more, but I did poker before anything else. I did that when I was like 18 to 20. I played online nonstop. I was pretty good. What I would say is that if you understand how to play poker, or like the rules to be good at playing poker, especially in tournaments, I think it translates over so well into trading crypto, trading equities, and all of that. Like, you learn bankroll management, you learn like how to not turn your small losses into big losses, right? And also you learn a lot of life. It's just fucking luck. It's just fucking luck, dude. You can be the best poker player in the world, and you can lose to the worst poker player in the world. And that's the same with fucking stocks or trading or whatever, dude. You can be the best trader in the world, dude, and you can take a fat loss and some dumbass bought Farcoin and whooped your ass, dude.
Yep, 100%. All it takes is one tweet from Donald Trump to make or break a trade potentially.
It's BLH just said, just summed it up perfectly. Best case scenario for your wife is she doesn't see you for 12 hours. Worst case, she sees you 10 minutes after start time.
Yeah, I honestly argue like the worst case is like she doesn't see you for 10 hours, and then you're pissed. You just bust out,
like bubbled out. Yeah, like missed the bubble or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. She'll be happy if I win the 25 grand. Although she will say, "Where's my cut?" That'll be the first thing out of her mouth. Is where's my half?
What are we getting?
Exactly. I'm like, that's going straight to paying off your Suburban, honey. You're welcome. You want to see your gift? Look outside. Look at that pretty little thing right there.
Oh man, we've got lots to talk about today. Maybe some more poker, we'll see. But first, we want to let you know this show is brought to you in partnership with our friends over at Awaken Tax. We've got some great deals for you for the best product on the market. We've got 2 codes. You can save 20% off if you use the code Bodogos when you sign up. If you are a returning user, you can use the code Bodogos back for $50. Awaken is the best crypto tax platform. Kix has been using.
What was the code for returning?
Bodogos back.
Bodogos back.
Yeah. Kix has been using this extensively. I've been using it. This would be my 3rd year using Awaken now. It is the best place to do your crypto taxes. They make it super easy to tag transactions, generate reports. They take your 1099 forms from exchanges now, and they'll provide cost bases. They'll link those up. They'll help you figure out what is going on with the new exchange forms. You'll see starting this year, centralized exchanges are issuing 1099 DA forms. They have missing cost bases a lot of times, because if you send your crypto to an exchange from a wallet on chain, they don't know how much you paid for it. So Awaken makes all of this process very easy, streamlined, gives you the tools to do your taxes in a timely and correct manner. Absolutely love Awaken. We'll continue to use them for my crypto taxes, make it super easy to hand this off to my accountant. And I can't say enough good things. Again, if you want to get 20% off as a new user, use the code Bodogos. If you're returning, use the code Bodogos back. No spaces, all one word, Bodogos back.
I'll tell you what. I just logged in, and the 2025 capital gains, it just looks fucking nice. And I'm not even going to tab over to 2026.
Nice as in like you did well?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think 2025, 2025, my crypto portfolio went up 25%.
Let's go. I had a very good 2025 as well. Q1 was much better than the rest of the year, but overall good year.
Oh, this doesn't have my Solana shit in here.
Some airdrops and stuff as well, and income, and some LP rewards as income as well. So nice little 2025. You can see all this broken down by the month for income. They'll show you all of that. They'll give you.
I love their portfolio tracker too. I should what I like about them is they're kind of trying to turn this into like not just a once a year kind of thing. Like you also kind of like log in here and you see how your portfolio is doing, which is also smart, because I'm starting to get better at my like stocks as well. Like you want to know like how much short-term capital gains you have, right? Like how much unrealized gains you have, right? There's strategies to it. Chamath Papalapia on the timeline was this is a legendary exchange. This guy said, like, to Chamath, he said, he basically said, like, I'm down an astronomical amount of money because I invested in your SPACs. And Chamath replied, well, then you harvested a lot of capital losses, didn't you then? like that, you know what I mean? He was like, oh, that's just a capital loss harvesting thing. But in reality, though, the smart people, even if they're making a lot of money, they're figuring out how to like get that short term down as far as possible, right? And like, so for example, like my open position that I'm down $5 fucking grand on after making 12 grand. So I'm up 7, but still, like, do I sell that and wait 30 days, right? Or do I like sell it and then buy like a call option to protect like missing the 30 days, right? And then buy the stock 30 days later. You know what I mean? Like like usually I'm not actively doing things like that, right? But like if I sell my open right now, I'm going to book $5 grand of losses, and then I can buy back 30 days from now and reset my cost basis. And I've just for free essentially booked $3K in losses. Also, yeah. Carvana dumped. It's dumping, dude. I got out too early.
I say that strategy works as long as the stock doesn't pump in the meantime.
Oh, it's back up. Okay, I'm not mad anymore.
They also have this here. This is if you go under more and you go to tax write-offs and you say get insights, it'll show you. I think it shows you short-term capital loss potential farming, and then it has like the links out to.
Oh, I need to look at that.
You can like Ordinal, Scrapyard, Soul Incinerator, Harvest Art. They have like partnerships with them to harvest and get losses there.
Yes. OX Risk says, Kicks, are Polymarket transactions a nightmare tax wise? I haven't gotten to that yet. What I will say is nice is that how Polymarket does their login, all of your stuff is on like a new wallet address, right? So at least it's all condensed into one wallet that's not muddied with your other transactions and stuff like that, meaning that you can probably pretty easily just export that, dump that into AI, and have it just calculate your how much you made,
or you just
and then you have, or loss, and then you have the raw transactions as well. Like if you want to submit those as well. They don't have any cost basis for my ordinals transactions. Kind of disappointing. That's the stuff in general. Like if I ever send ETH into Coinbase, it sets my cost basis to 0, which is terrible, because then at the end of the year, they send a tax form. So they'll send a fucking tax form to the IRS saying, this guy's up 25 grand on ETH, because your cost basis is 0. So it's pretty standard that you have to, especially things like ordinals and stuff like that. That's weird. If you sell and buy a call, wash sale doesn't apply. I don't know that. Let's ask ChatGPT. I'm not 100% certain on that, but I think it's a different, like it's not considered the same. But I'm not positive.
I'm actually going down this rabbit hole now of the Polymarket. I'm adding my Polymarket wallet to Awaken. I'm pretty sure they just track it.
Yeah, Awaken's going to be, I'm sure, great at that. Because at the end of the day, I mean, all it is, like, all they care about, no one cares about unrealized stuff, right? So it's all just realized, right? So it's like, okay, how much did you buy these ERC tokens for? Because that, like, Polymarket running at the bottom, the shares are ERC tokens, right? So it's just going to calculate how much you pay for the ERC tokens, how much you sold. The only tricky thing is some Polymarket transactions are super fucking complex, where it's like sending your money in and out of neg risk, blah, 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 blah. But if all of it cares about is like your money in, your money out on these things, it should be able to handle it.
They have a tab for predictions.
Well, that's got to be good.
Prediction.
I mean, this guy seems like a tax savant. Duca, I follow him on the timeline. Like, he's obsessed with this. Like, that's exactly what you want to see in a founder. Like, he's obsessed with this.
Yeah.
We have 2 cents today, dude. Let's fucking go, man.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Risk. I said Coinbase cost basis stuff is a mess. If you're using Awaken, you can upload the forms from Coinbase to Awaken, and they help you determine cost basis. So that's part of what they do. Yeah, more people are saying this 1099 DA stuff is brutal.
That's how you get audited. Like, when you shouldn't be audited, like you did nothing wrong.
Yeah, they've got this. They had this update here. Basically, they're saying these forms have missing cost bases, which is going to overinflate your gains. The IRS, we are going to help you adjust these forms so you don't overpay on taxes. You'll download forms for each exchange and then your on-chain transactions and submit all of it to the IRS. So they have this covered for you for your 1099 DAs. So big part of it. Big part of it.
The feds want their money, man. Bombs aren't cheap. Patriot missiles aren't cheap. Tomahawks aren't cheap, man.
I'm trying to see like where I have predictions on this wallet. They're just not showing up, which is odd. I'll have to like take a look at it.
It's a Solana wallet. What are you doing? What are you trading predictions on Solana?
I just don't think it is synced correctly with that Polymarket wallet.
That wallet you just added.
Yeah, I still need to like do a couple things to make sure it's good.
That's the other tricky thing too, is actually it depends on the wallet you created. If you created an email wallet, it's actually a Gnosis safe. Like, it's not like a normal wallet versus if you excuse me, that was rude. If you created, no, I think it's actually the same either way. Same.
I might.
It'll be figured out. Here's the thing, guys. At the end of the day, the dude making not, whatever at the IRS, looking at these things, he doesn't give a fuck about my point being is that how much money you put in Polymarket, how much you realize in gains from Polymarket, pay taxes on that, and you're going to be fine. You know what I mean? No one out there is getting actually, that's not true. Sometimes they do fuck you even if you didn't know any money. But just in general. Now, if we're talking to someone and one of you guys made $500,000 on prediction markets last year, what I would recommend is hire a good accountant. It'll cost you $6,000, so a little bit more than 1%. But the best part is you write off accounting fees on your taxes, so it's going to cost you under 1%, and you'll sleep great at night. And if you need a referral, let me know.
You have a guy who's global.
No, California. But he'll do taxes for anyone in the United States.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
They're good, though. Former IRS tax auditor, right? That's who you want. That's who you want doing your taxes. The guy who's on the other side. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He understands what's going on.
And these days, if you have a good account, if you're doing your taxes on H&R Block, you're not getting this, but an account that you're paying money for, one of the features they have is they take your tax returns and they run it through an automated software that scores your tax returns on a risk profile. And it flags if there's something off. And I've filed tax returns with these guys for 8 years. I only got one flag, and it was not an issue. It was due to just an error, like a computing error, and we fixed it. But it literally prevents you from doing this kind of stuff. So I had now Awaken has their own accounting services, right?
Also have an audit that it's included where they do an AI audit.
So that's probably pretty similar to what I'm talking about. I use Awaken to get all of my output, and then I just send it to my accountant because I'm just a believer. If you've been with a guy for 8 years and it's been going well, you just don't shake that up.
I'm doing the same exact thing. I just, before I get it over there, I'm just doing all the legwork, so he doesn't charge me an arm and a leg for
100%. I think I told you the story where one of my stupid banks would only give me PDFs, not CSVs in my bank statements. And I was like, is this good enough? And he's like, we're going to charge you $50 an hour to manually do this all. And I went to ChatGPT and I said, extract the PDF into a CSV, and I fired it over. You know what I mean? And then I literally told him, I'm like, you could use AI and do it and still bill the client. You know what I mean? But you could be more efficient. But
that's the thing where you get the email where he's going to charge you and you send it over about 3 minutes later via the AI, just to prove a point. It doesn't 100%. Take very long.
Dude, I wish I had found Awaken for my 2021 taxes. That was brutal. And I actually paid $60,000 in penalties.
I didn't pay in penalties, but that sucked. The company that I used to work for, WGMI, with Tom, it was a crypto portfolio tracker where we tracked NFT prices initially, and then we started tracking token prices, and then we had this really good transaction logger, essentially, where you can export all of your transactions into a CSV, and that was a game changer back then. You would still have to go through each transaction, each cell, and find a cost basis, and it found some. But it was a massive pain because 2020 and 2021 were wild years where you were just spamming buttons. You were minting hundreds of free NFTs, flipping NFTs, doing all kinds of crazy stuff. So that took a long time to do taxes that year.
It was brutal. Yeah, dude, 100%. And then tax loss harvesting these jump. And then, dude, I had to rename some NFT collections in the CSV file because they were very inappropriate. You know what I mean? You're just
I can't send this to my accountant.
Yeah, exactly. We're just going to relabel this one. But yeah, dude, here's the really confusing part about it, right? That makes crypto taxes really confusing is when you're selling these things, you're not going back into USD, right? You're going back into ETH.
Right.
And so it creates these weird situations, right? Where like you bought this NFT, you sold it, you made a lot of money, but then you're sitting in ETH, right? At a new cost basis. That's where Awaken would really benefit people is, and this is what I think some really smart traders did in 2021 and stuff like that, right? Is like, for example, you made a bunch of money on NFTs in 2022 in the first quarter, right? And then this may sound dumb. And then but like, so if you took a bunch of ETH that you bought for cheap and then you swapped it into NFTs and then made money on NFTs, you had to realize gains on the ETH and then you made money on the NFTs. But then like if you rode ETH back down in price, if you swapped at the bottom, right, you're like offsetting a lot of your gains. There's some play that you can basically do, right? Yeah. With like NFTs into ETH or meme coins into Solana and like resetting your cost bases and then taking losses on things to offset gains.
Yeah, I think the moral of the story is if we see a big crash and you have gained money that year, sell your non-spot assets into USD. Like sell your spot assets into USD and then just buy back.
Yes, I paid $60K in penalties. It was really dumb. It's because I didn't get my taxes done in time because it was fucking insane. And I sent a massive prepayment to the IRS and I was short. I was short by like 100 grand and they charge you a lot in penalties and a lot in interest. And so, yeah. Oh, and then, you know what the best part is? They have like a one-time penalty abatement program. And basically the person that decides if you're eligible or not is just like some fucking lady at the IRS, you know? And it's like, I call in and I'm like, yeah, like, sorry, like, you know, COVID and shit, you know? And like, I had like my second child, you know, like there's, and my old business wasn't doing well. And she's like, well, you filed your 2020 return, you know, 4 days late, so you're not eligible for this program. Okay, what about this like COVID relief program? She's like, yeah, I don't think you qualify. I'm like, cool. So just like you lady at the IRS is the decider of whether I pay $60K in penalties or not. I'm kind of stupid being late with these kind of things. You know, I'm a very disorganized person. Yeah, but that 60K is gone, man. Gone. I could use it right now. It'd be nice. But yeah, that wasn't smart. I should have filed my taxes on time. What's her name? Lois Lerner. I don't know what her name was. What I should have done is if you're in a situation like that, they have tax advocacy nonprofits that are actually funded by your tax dollars, and they'll actually go to bat for you.
So we're paying people to try to have less taxes with the tax money.
Oh, I guarantee if I had called like this, like the tax advocacy program, they probably would have got my penalty from 60 down to 20. But I made so much money in 2021. I was like, whatever, charge it to the fucking game.
Put it on my tab. We've been chatting. We've been chatting for a while. I sent over the weather report, Kick. So
hey, you want to hit it, dog? I got you, bro. I'm gonna hit this one out of the park today. Ladies and gentlemen, today is Friday, March 13th. You're here. You're still here. You didn't give up on crypto, and because of that, you've been rewarded with Bitcoin, almost at 73K, Ethereum cleanly over 2,100, Solana back at 91, Hype little flat, 3,750. Over the past 24 hours, Token 2049 in Dubai announced that they would be delaying their April 29th crypto conference this year amidst the conflict in Iran. I think you fly them in. I think by April 30th, the Shahed drones aren't bombing people as much, but that'd be wild. But if a Shahed drone hit the crypto conference, would crypto go up or down? We'll leave that for comments. Next up, Strait shattered volume records yesterday with 7.3 million shares traded at or above the $100 par value. This volume, is this a typo? This volume will generate an estimated purchase of 4,000 Bitcoin. I don't know. Maybe this Michael Saylor guy is pretty fucking smart. Finally, news broke that Trump will host a crypto and business conference with entries gated to Trump token holders. Wow. Trump meme coin gained 46% on the day to $1 billion circulating market cap. That's it for the weather report. Back to you in the studio.
Trump pump overnight on this this news. It actually didn't like pump right away. I like looked at it. I was like, huh, that's interesting. It's 650 million. And then it almost did a 2x from there. Like you had time to get into this and ride it up if you thought this would be token moving news. So
I know this is really thinking, but if you think about it, 20 years from now, let's say Solana's still alive and thriving.
Yep.
Is like a meme coin launched by a president. And let's say 20 years from now, Trump's looked back fondly. Is this worth anything? I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know. I don't think people would. I think attention span is so short. People might even forget who Trump is.
And that's the thing is, and Ray, I respect that. Is like one thing I've learned. Like my name back trading NFTs was sophisticated art speculator, right? And that was a troll on myself, meaning that like I very much knew I'm not a sophisticated art speculator. I'm just a degenerate trader. And whenever people are trying to tell me like, you know, this thing punks 20 years from now, or like, you know, this 20 years from now, I'm not smart like that. You know what I mean? I don't know what tastes are going to be 20 years from now. I can barely know what tastes are going to be 30 fucking days from now. It's probably not going to be my taste, because if I was smart enough to do that, I'd have a bunch of Pokemon cards. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like I don't know where the trends are going. So yeah, probably don't buy this.
Yeah, I think I agree. 1 bill circulating 4.3 fully diluted. Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
remember when his wife launched a meme coin and destroyed all season?
That was so bad.
Baron, dude, that guy's a fucking savage. You know his friends are just absolute douches too. Your dad didn't give us the heads up on Trump, dude. We got to get your mom to launch one. Fucking nerds.
Oh man,
smart. No future photography. I sold my PSA Van Gogh Pikachu for $2,700 last night after the Kim Kardashian pick. People out there, Kim Kardashian and Steve Aoki were in a picture together ripping Pokemon packs. Some people saying that's the biggest top signal you could ever ask for. You had that ready to go.
I knew the tweet. So as soon as you started talking about it, I knew I had to bring it up.
Is this the top of Pokemon?
Might be.
Who's that lady in the back?
I have no idea. Pretty tall. Well, actually, they're both short, right? So I don't know. Like, this is like a kid on the left.
Yeah, that's probably her son, dude.
Yeah. There we go. That's a Pokemon rotation into NFTs. Or NFTs.
Oh, I love that discourse.
I love nothing more for NFTs to come back and pump.
It makes sense. Like, I mean, look at like Steam, like CS:GO skins. You know what I mean? Like fully digital. It makes sense that we're going to have fully digital collectibles. Now, like, will they be through NFTs? We're hopeful. We're not sure that's what's going to happen. We're hopeful that's what's going to happen. The tricky thing though is like, you know, for it to work, it has to be more like a Nifty Gateway kind of solution. Like it can't be fully on chain. Like some guy has a $2 million collection and, you know, they lose it all because they clicked the wrong button. That's not gonna work.
Yeah. Did you see the misclick yesterday on the AAVE swap that people were really going nuts on the timeline about?
Insane, dude. Insane. First of all, like, why are you swapping like 50 million through like cow protocol? First of all, why are you one clipping 50 million regardless?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then second of all, it was on mobile. And then third of all, he got like a notification saying, like, dude, when I'm sending money to like Coinbase, I'm like hyper paranoid. You know what I mean? Like I literally copy the URL and then like I write it down on a piece of paper and then I like letter and number, match it up. Then I type in the transaction, then I send it. And then that's all for the test transaction. And then you send it again, you know?
Yeah. And you gotta be careful. Like there's, I've seen a lot of like chatter about address poisoning happening. So if, like, you're doing that for the test transaction, then somebody sees like, oh, this is a Coinbase test transaction. This wallet has X amount of money in it. They'll send money to you from like a random address. It's very, very similar to that one.
Yeah.
And then hoping that you'll copy and paste. Like,
I know, but that's what I don't get is like, why are people copying and pasting the transaction from there? You know, like it's on Coinbase.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like never touch that stuff, but you're 100% right. Like that gets people. I mean, back in the day, I almost lost 200 grand because I was sending money to a Gnosis safe, and the Gnosis safe was created on Ethereum. And if you were to send money to a Gnosis safe created on Ethereum on an L2, it's unrecoverable, impossible to recover. Never a chance of ever recovering it for the rest of your life. And literally, I was like going through the process, and just like this thought in my head was like, wait, I'm on, like, I should double check that this, you know what I mean? And like, I almost had like a heart attack after it, just realizing like how close of a call, you know, that would have been. Yeah, you got to be careful when you're sending money around.
I sent a considerable amount of money to Blast for yield.
I should check if I still have money on there.
Do the wrong deposit chain on there. There's like multiple different deposit chains on it.
Did you lose it all?
No. Like Pac-Man got it back for me.
What a legend, dude. I hope that guy's doing well. I always like that guy. People are so cruel to some founders, you know?
I mean, Blur was a knockout of the park. I mean, the thing is, you just can't hit. You can't bat 1,000.
I think he was just too early. I think he tried to rush the TGE, and I think if he just dragged the TGE out by a year, because when did that launch? Was that 2023 or early 2024? May 2024, right? Maybe.
Yeah, May
2024. So if you even drag that out 6 months to like October 2024, when like meme coin season was taken off, it would have fucking cooked, and they probably would have had better products on there. That's one of the biggest things in this game is it's all timing. It's all timing.
They pivoted at that point to building like a neobank yield app, which is now like the
trendy.
Yeah, they just didn't get out in time. They didn't get to market, and they didn't get critical mass.
And once you lose people in crypto, they're not coming back. They're on to the next thing. You know what I mean?
Saying you should have stuck with Blur. I mean, that just seems like a losing venture at this point. Like, what do you?
Tristan says Blur airdrop still my best airdrop to date. That was a heck of a farm. If you farm that, man, heck of a farm. I was dumb. Didn't farm that. Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Yeah, 100%. We were talking about Trump. We were talking about this one-click misclick here on the 50 million. I do want to talk about a couple other things here that are interesting that happened yesterday. We're seeing like crazy price action right now on Bitcoin. Bitcoin's running.
Bitcoin looking good, man.
MicroStrategy doing very, very well with Stretch. Here's the Stretch chart. Yesterday was the ex-dividend date, so the last day you could buy and capitalize on the dividend for February to March.
So then it naturally would drop.
Right. So now it's at 99.78. But the thing is, like, the dividends paid off shares. So it's an 11.5% dividend at $100. Anything below $100, theoretically, you're getting more yield than 11.5%.
Is this Luna 2.0 or is this legit?
I don't know. I mean, the thing is, like I've went back and forth with ChatGPT, like trying to like poke holes and figure out like what could cause like an extreme value drop, like how far Bitcoin would have to go.
That's the difference, is that this is pegged to Bitcoin, not Luna.
Right. Yeah. This is pegged to Bitcoin, or like Michael Saylor is also key man risk for this to an extent. I feel like systems are in place, but like if you lose Michael Saylor, like it's also tied to like MicroStrategy stock value. If you have somebody pivot or like change directions, decide to like wind something down, like you could see volatility in this. So it's not like, it's by no means safe yield, and it hasn't been. Like, I mean, there's been drawdowns all the way down to $90. That's 10% dip. Would have been great to buy in there and have that be your cost basis and earning yield on, you know, $100. But it's been very strong. Yeah, the headline is that it's very strong over the last 2 weeks, and it's holding up not too badly so far at market open.
Strong like animal.
Yeah. These red lines here are basically a 0.8% depeg off of 100.
Pricks 4661 said, Kicks, I heard you have 10 grand of OpenSea Q1 TGE at 7 cents. Yes. I do not. I think you're looking for me to be your exit liquidity. It does seem like I don't know. If you're OpenSea, do you launch now or do you launch in July, August?
I mean, honestly, I would launch in the fall.
Yeah.
I know, hey, people would hate to hear that, but I think being someone who's getting an OpenSea airdrop, and with my outlook right now on like where we are in the crypto market, I still don't think the bottom is in. I still think we chop into elections in the midterms, and I think that's when things turn around. So like November, I would think makes sense. So maybe I'll take the no by June 30th.
Good return on that.
Discourse is agreeing. November, December airdrop is best. Beginning of true bull. Yeah, I mean, people who are like impatient and waiting, who are just going to sell right away. Like, what's the difference between being impatient, waiting, selling right away now versus when you could have a better market later?
Ray, remember our neg risk conversion on the nominees?
How's that looking?
It would have been smart, dude, if we took the no on Gavin and started farming some people. John Stewart's at 2.3%, bro.
And this is Democratic nominee.
Yeah, it would have worked on Republican too because JD Vance tanked, and they've been adding new people to the list.
Yeah, what were we talking about Gavin? Was that earlier this week?
No, dude, we were talking about this months ago, like when he was at 35. Would have printed.
Yeah.
Is there a magic percentage where neg risk is good versus bad? Great question, Wolfie. So what you want to do, and you can ask ChatGPT to do this for you, but you basically say like, okay, if I buy the no on this, and then look at the midpoint on all of the other things. So like if I buy the no on Gavin Newsom and then add up the midpoint on all other candidates, what is the hidden other category valued at? And then that's how you can determine whether you think it's good or not. So like, for example, if the Democratic presidential nominee, if it was valuing the hidden other at 10%, that would probably be too high, right? Like you'd be like, I'm not sure about that. But if you valued it, if it was valued at like 1 cent, you could be like, hey, there may be an outside candidate or multiple that come in that could be worth 1 cent. And the other thing you can do too is you just like, you take the no, you convert it, and then you try to sell the yeses on all the other candidates when they like make moves up. So like a great example would be if you took the no on JD Vance, he dumped like crazy and Mark Rubio pumped, right? So if you took the no on JD Vance and you just sat on everything, right?
Then sell Rubio now.
You would sell Rubio now, and you'd be pretty close to free rolling your entire position, right? And then you could go through and just like sell the candidates you don't like. You could have the other category for negative dollars.
Yeah, be in the profit and have other, and then also like you sell Rubio here, and then anytime somebody else moves up, you could have like your own personal rule. Like if anybody hits 10%, or if any of these people hit 10%, I'm selling. If any
exactly. Or like these, if any of these 1%ers go to 2, you sell it.
Yeah, you sell limit orders on all of them, even to just automatically.
Exactly. Just have it ready to go. Wolfie asked a great question. Would it not be worth it for like teams to win the Stanley Cup? You would just have to see like, are all the teams listed yet? This market is so bad, very liquidity anyways. A great example is right now the players is happening. Go to the players because this will be a better example.
I need a championship winner right here.
Mm-hmm. So like Maverick McNeely, right? If you look at Maverick McNeely,
yep,
yeah, and then like scroll down. Scroll all the way down and then look at the top holders on Maverick McNeely. There's a lot of people on the list. Sorry.
They're not even going with the other here. So you don't get like a hidden other. You
do get a hidden other on the Masters. So you see this guy, Dick Turbin, great name. He didn't buy those 25,000 shares of Maverick McNeely. Like there was not enough volume and liquidity on Maverick McNeely. So what he did is he took the no in size, probably on Scotty Scheffler, and then converted it, right? And then probably sold off other players he doesn't want. Meaning that you can use the neg risk strategy on low liquidity markets to get size on long shot odds that you wouldn't be able to get just buying it off the book.
Yeah, like you could look at the volume and the open interest. Like I take some of this Ludwig at Aberg no at 92% or 92 cents and then convert it. Exactly. Or a number of these. You can even do like multiple, like all right, 93, 94, and I get like a bunch of this to get
exactly
get McNeely at something that's above.
And if you take the no same share count on multiple people, then you're going to get yeses on the other ones, and then you can merge them out without having to even sell them and lose money to slippage.
Yep. Interesting. So this is what the neg risk spots are doing. Like they're looking at that sort of thing. They're merging out positions, buying no's.
Yeah.
Basically taking like all like the noise and dumb money out of it.
Exactly. Like a neg risk bot is like sitting on the order book, trying to get a fill on one market and then dumping into all the other markets it can to make like risk-free money.
Makes sense. And then whoever wins, they collect and they get out. Interesting. Have you been trading any other markets? I know you've been trading a lot of the Iran markets. Anything?
Yeah. So on the Strait of Hormuz, I'm on there's an interesting one. Average number of ships transiting Strait of Hormuz by the end of the month. By end of March. I think the no on 0 to 10 is very interesting. Because basically what that's saying is you're betting that basically 12 days from now, the Strait of Hormuz is able to get some traffic through. Like the average through the Strait of Hormuz is like 70 or 80. So like 0 to 10 is like 90% below normal levels. That's right?
300 total ships. This is what you need to cross.
No, 7 days. No, so that's the tricky thing in the rules. It's the 7-day moving average on March 31st. So you just need the last week there to be 10 ships on average.
Okay, that's a weirdly worded market.
Yeah. Title. I hope I'm reading it right, or I'm fucked.
This market resolve according to the 7-day moving average of transit calls for the Strait of Hormuz. Okay, so it's the last 7 days of March. So you're betting that more than 70 ships will get across there the last 70 days.
Yeah, because the whole thought process is like the global economy is going to be fucked. Like if there's not some traffic flowing by the end of this month, like they have to get traffic flowing by the end of this month, or there's going to be major shocks in the fertilizer industry, in the oil, and liquefied natural gas. So the thesis is that over the next 10, 12 days, they figure out some sort of way that at least 10 ships can get through every day.
Yeah, I mean, so it's in Iran's best, it feels like their best like path to victory or like quote unquote winning is like having the Strait close and oil prices like rocketing and just having a grip on that.
100%.
But I feel like with Trump, he is very, very sensitive to stock price and oil.
Yeah.
And
like he'll put ground troops on the coastline of Iran if that's what it takes to open the Strait of Hormuz.
Right. Like that's my thought. And just the question is, does it escalate to that point in the next 2 weeks? I don't know. Like it kind of depends on what oil does, because if we like keep playing this dance, like down to 80 up to 100, down to 80 up to 100, is that enough to like really push Trump's hand to accelerate and have like a resolution? And
well, the thing is that Scott Bessent is telling him, dude, like I can keep the oil prices down for like 30 days. Like we can't suppress the price of oil. Like it's a supply and demand thing. If there's no supply coming out, like we can only paint the chart for so long before there's going to be major issues. So like there's a ticking clock on that, in my opinion. So I like that one. Another interesting one, and it's sort of it's not really a hedge against this, but Strait of Hormuz. Another interesting one is the Strait of Hormuz traffic returns to normal by April 30th. And that one is if you have a 7-day moving average of 60. And part of my thought process there is that, for example, if you look at the Suez Canal, they had a big, like the Houthis were shooting rockets at ships back in like 2022, 2023.
Okay.
The Suez Canal's like traffic is still down 50% from prior to that. So like the thought process on this is that like, even if we get the Strait of Hormuz traffic flowing, is it going to get back to normal levels, right? Or is like all that oil that Saudi Arabia is diverting via the pipeline, stuff like that, I don't see them being like, cool, we're going to go right back to the Strait of Hormuz. Like they may keep pumping it over there for a while. I'm not as confident on this one, but it's an interesting one to look at.
We did talk about this on Wednesday. So it's any date between now.
7-day moving average. Any 7-day moving average.
Yeah. So any period where like there is a ceasefire or like a handshake deal, like, hey, we need to get oil.
Yeah.
And we're both like okay with it, they could just like flood this thing
100%
over that 7-day period, which is my thought process on like considering a yes here.
Like if they have like a Hormuz ceasefire, almost.
Yeah.
You know, like we're gonna let traffic flow for a week or two.
Right.
Yes. In that case, I mean that's a very good
even if it's only 2 or 3 days.
100%. If you have 2 or 3 days at 100,
yeah,
right. And then the rest of the days are even at 40, you still hit the yes. So
yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna dump my position right now.
That's just like what goes through my head. But I'm not a geopolitical expert. I don't know if anything like that is even possible, you know?
Yeah, I don't mind that play at all, actually. Let's see what else I've been looking at. Leadership change in Iran. Doing a little hedge play there. I'm still no on Reza Pahlavi coming to the country or being the president. No on Iran nuclear weapon test. But nothing super sexy. SpaceX, the ticker X, is down to 44 cents. If you think Elon Musk is gonna pick that one, that's still a nice 2x right there.
Tockler. My typing is not there. SpaceX public ticker. I typed in Tockler. Yeah, X is down. This thing was all the way up to 84%. So what ate it? Everything?
No, the other.
The other ate it.
Mostly.
40, 60, 71, 78, 82, 86, 89, 90. 10% other-ish.
Sorry. The other ate it for a while, but now then Star, you can see Star at the end.
I mean, other's still 10%.
Yeah.
I kind of like the S on X here.
It just makes sense. I mean, he literally merged X.com into SpaceX.
Right.
He owns X.com. The X ticker is available for the first time in 100 years. You telling me he's not taking it? He's going to name it SPAX.
Star.
Hey guys, Star, man, we're going. I mean, Star. I still have a position on Star just because, like, I could. Yeah, it's not a non-zero chance, and I don't want to get blown out.
Mars. See, I think Mars is more viable than Star.
Mars.
Yeah.
But he did say that they're like delaying or abandoning plans to go to Mars, and they're focusing on the moon.
Yeah.
Which makes you wonder: is like, are the planets all an illusion? You know what I mean? And like he knows because of top secret NASA stuff that like Mars is just an optical illusion, and it's just the Earth and the moon, and just God in the heavens.
Wouldn't he be the ones providing this data?
I don't know.
I feel like he's the one out there looking for it.
He's answered some questions weird, like when I think Joe Rogan like asked him about aliens, and he didn't sound authentic to me when he was saying that, like, he doesn't think they're real. He sounded like he was
like he might have thought they're real before, figured out that they're real and a real problem, and then has to deny them.
Yeah, or just because like he has top secret access to information, you know what I mean, and like he can't disclose like classified information.
Yeah. Interesting. I need to look at this. I need to find like where I guess the whole
dude
that whole one.
Bitcoin 7350 500, Ethereum almost 2200. Rippy.
Yeah, Bitcoin's on the move. Really
rippy, dude.
It feels like,
dude, I'm so fucking mad. My fucking 59.5K filled and hit.
I'm kind of curious.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay, Kicks. I think the bottoms. It's, get another shot at it.
I flipped yesterday, like short term, like on market open. Like I wanted to short yesterday as this show kicked off. And markets open and Stretch like posted like absurd numbers. Like they had a record breaking day yesterday, and I was like, they're gonna buy a shit ton of Bitcoin. Or Michael Saylor's gonna buy a shit ton of Bitcoin this week and just pump this chart short term. So I think I'm still doing it. I think I'm still looking short here. I think we could break out, because I think we're gonna see like a crazy buy. We more than doubled last week's acquisition of like money from Stretch in just one day, which is yesterday. So looking at the purchases from last week, he purchased $1.2 billion worth of Bitcoin. I can see that being like $4 to $5 billion next week. So he's actually like, the interesting thing, right, is that if you think about his buying, right, like when the markets are suffering, I mean, this is going to sound obvious in hindsight, like his buys are underwater, right? And then when you like start to see like multiple of his buys being in the green, right? It's like, is that the sign of the curl back up starting to happen? 4 buys in a row in the green. 67, 67, 67, 7, and 70. All below their average cost. Prior to that, all the buys are above the average cost and also in the red. 78, 87, 90, 95, 91, 90, 88, 88, 92, 90, 89. So
also, Iran owned a bunch of Bitcoin. Maybe it got blown up, and some insiders know that like we just lost like 3% of supply.
Yeah, right. Got the ledgers. Trump targeting the holdings of Bitcoin. We know where they keep their ledgers and their private keys. I wouldn't be surprised if we break out. So short term over the weekend, I could see.
You would think it would. I mean, I'm not a good charter, but you would think it would ping off of that red line you have, and then maybe like retest 70 and then send to like 79. But I'm not a good.
I'm not a charter. I'm very good at just drawing lines where things happened, and then hoping they happen again. I'm not.
I mean, isn't that how it works?
I guess that's how it works. I'm not like classically trained in this. I mean, we're approaching 74, which is like the line of resistance from the pump last week. That came on Wednesday last week. So this candle could just be like Saylor unloading capital into Bitcoin from at the market offerings after things get filed.
Yeah. Sometimes the answer is just simply The simplest.
Simplest answer, yeah. But break through that 79, and then unfortunately I turned bearish over like a medium turn, so I would be looking to short again. But I would love for us to break out and like be up for good, but I just don't think we're there yet. We will see. Wolfie, he doesn't market buy though. I mean, he's taking Bitcoin supply off of the market, no matter where he gets it from. Like, if someone wants to sell Bitcoin, like they are now incentivized to sell it to him. If they're selling it OTC, you know, that's somebody who's not selling on the market. So you're either removing sellers or adding buy pressure one way or another when they acquire Bitcoin. Who that says, check out this chart. Really cool. I thought he was going to send a chart. I think he's just mocking me. In the comments, I was like, all right, I'm waiting for him to send a chart, and this next one just says really cool.
Check out this chart. It's really cool. Look at these lines. I miss Nick and his lines, dude.
Dude, yeah, Nick's. I feel like I'm getting just as bad. I was making fun of Nick for lines. I mean, this chart's pretty line heavy.
Hey, wait, are you going to do your other breakout buy? Remember your breakout buy strategy? So this goes over 74. Are you going to breakout buy?
I don't know.
That's usually when it works, is when you stop doing your idea. Like with the strike on Iran, dude. I every Monday I would buy the weekend dailies on the strike, and the 1 week I didn't is when it fucking hit, dude.
The thing is, I'm buying every day. Like I have a DCA turned on that's like pretty aggressive.
Gotcha. Yeah. So you're like, well, I don't want to like increase my exposure. I already have it going.
Yeah.
Understandable.
Yeah. But I mean, breaking out of this, you could theoretically long to 79 over the weekend, low liquidity. Who knows what could happen? I can see us touching 80K, everyone getting euphoric again. Let's see what else we got. Token, yeah, the token 2049. Pretty tough go of it for Dubai. And being like a crypto guy in Dubai, I feel like everyone was touting it as like the best place to be. And then you just like realize, well, we're not in a great location geographically in terms of conflict. So token 2049 moved back a year. Do you think it would have been safe by the end of April?
Yeah. Would people fly there though after all this? No. Yeah, there's like a difference between reality and perceived risk.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
I think Iran's cooked. I think Iran's cooked.
Smoke plumes come up from like
exactly. Yeah. I think Iran's cooked, man. I think it's just a matter of time.
Gotcha. What else do we have here? I'm gonna go for some quick hitters before we wrap. You can catch all.
Our Tommy said, "Do you talk about Trump up 52% today?" Yes, we did. We talked about it. 52% today. He's doing like a gala, and if you own it, you can get into the gala. And then I also said, should we buy some right now and hold it for 20 years? And Ray said no.
That's a good summary. Quick hitters found dailybones.com. Newsletter sent to your inbox each and every day. Absolutely free. Weekend update as well, talking about the best stories of the week. Backpack announced March 23rd will be their TGE. So that's just 10 days from now. That would be not this Monday, but the following. BlackRock's ETH staking ETF went live. Trends go live on Zora's Base website. They launched out on Solana, now live on Base as well. The SEC is considering innovation exemptions for tokenized equity trading. The U.S. Senate included a CDBC ban in a bipartisan housing bill that's being voted on. Square Enix, developer for Final Fantasy series, they're running a Tezos validator now. That's a name I haven't heard in a while. Nvidia is partnering with Palantir to build an AI operating system. ARK Invest released a report showing 34% of the Bitcoin supply remains vulnerable to quantum attacks. The POAP platform, shout out Ryan Carson, is going into maintenance mode. So you're going to have to withdraw your POAPs from that.
I'm surprised it lasted that long.
Yeah, I don't know. And then AVAX trading went live natively on Solana. All that and more, dailybones.com. Sign up today to get our crypto newsletter. We had this AI operating system used. Did you see anything about this, Kix? You know anything more? I just saw the headline.
Say it again.
Nvidia and Palantir developing an AI operating system.
I think that's massive. And I think it makes sense. Like if you think about just like AI probably changes the form factor of a lot of like what we do and what we interact with. You know what I mean? Like at a base functional level. which is crazy to think about because like the form factor of like a computer or a laptop really hasn't changed in a significant way in 45 years. You know what I mean? Versus like you could see like, you know, turning on your computer and you're just like talking to your hot AI assistant, right? It's like, what are we doing today? Pull up Chrome. Let's browse Twitter real quick. Oh, I already did that for you. Want a quick summary? Sure, why not?
Actually, no, skip the summary. Just do whatever I would have done based on the summary for me. Just take actions. Change permissions.
Make no mistakes.
Like, yeah, and I agree. I think the interface, like, this interface that we've been using, like you said, for 30 years, 40 years, really the like optimal interface with our current like landscape of technology. I don't know.
I even think about things like, you know, one of my big advantages in life was just being able to type fast. Because like if you can type fast, you can just interface with the computer and the internet faster than your counterparty. Like, right. And then I think about like my kids, like not only will my kids maybe not have to drive a car, like will they even like type on a computer, like or like have a mouse? You know what I mean? Like will like that entire form factor like be like the fucking typewriter? Like they'll just call us boomers, you know?
Oh no.
Rough start. I believe in you though. Definitely over 120.
Cows? This threw me off. It says cows kill an average of 33 people a year.
Shit, they're heavy, man. They fall on you. For those listening, Ray's doing a 1-minute typing test right now. Polymarket odds have him 50% chance over 120 words per minute. Oh, he's getting into flow state right now. He's getting into a flow state right now. He just needed the fingers to warm up. The fingers are warmed up. He's just breezing. I mean, this last 10 seconds was coming in at like 140. See what he gets on this net.
Let's see what we got. Show results. 85. Not great. Not great.
No, I don't believe that. I think it's because you got hit with typos 87.
Yeah.
2 typos 97%. So I think you should not even go back and fix the typos.
Yeah, just go ahead and just like grind through it. It's like the strategy there. I'm just curious. I haven't done one of those in a while.
A little weak, man. It's okay though. I still believe in you. You've been using AI too much. That's why you're rusty with it.
Yeah, just type a quick little blurb. You don't even need to like type correctly or like in sentences or
typos and everything, no periods.
Skip it. Yeah, you're like, all right.
You ever type the prompt to AI and then you're like, how on earth is he even gonna know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like I did not give enough context here.
Yeah. Or like things are misspelled, like things are like all over the place, and you're like, yeah, that'll be enough. Yeah, I think that's it. That'll be it for the week.
Good Friday show.
Yeah. Had a lot of fun today. Bitcoin almost at 73.5. Things are pumping. Love to see it. Let's have a good weekend. Thank you all for listening. It's been a wonderful week. We do this podcast Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern time. You can catch us on all major podcasting platforms. You can catch us over on Spotify, Apple. You can also watch us back on YouTube and Zora, see what we're talking about in real time.